everyone, welcome back to What's on My Bookshelf. Today I've got just a hodgepodge of fun different books on my shelf that I've collected over the years. We've got some block printing, which I've made some of my own little block prints, and stamps and stuff that I've used in my mixed media art. So I think it's very interesting carving your own stamps and stuff to use in your art of your own marks and creativity. So I love that. Abstract painting in mixed media. You've got oil painting and acrylic solutions. So let's just take a look at these. So for block printing, I do find it inspiring to create all the elements of your art yourself. Even though on the YouTube channel I use a lot of stencils and things, it kind of, for me, for a YouTube video that I'm trying to keep less than say 30 minutes, speeds up the art making process. It allows me to show up and experiment and play and do fun things with you guys. But in my art practice for years and years, especially with the photography and before that, creating your own elements to use in your art I also find extremely appealing. And then every bit of what you created came out of your own brain and your own two hands. It's just the neatest thing. So block print for beginners, learn how to make lino blocks and create unique relief prints by Elise Young, is inspiring. It just kind of goes through some of the basics in here to get you started and shows you her lovely larger block print kind of things that she creates, which I find very beautiful and inspiring to look at. So she goes through finding inspiration, your materials and your tools, your papers and your inks, and all the kind of basics, fundamental techniques in carving the blocks. This stuff is actually really easy to carve, more so than you would think with the tools that kind of that you use with these. And it's basically like a little tool like this, and inside the handle you've got the different carving things. And this stuff's easy to carve in. Like if you've got like a piece of block on your thing here, it just kind of pushes and moves the rubber, and it's super easy to carve that out without really much effort at all. And so you could get so creative and create the prettiest stuff with really some very basic tools, just a carver, a pencil, some of the lino stuff, and then it would just carve very easily. It's much easier than you would think. So this is super fun. I like all the different creative shapes there, which are perfect for mark making in your art. And then positive versus negative images, creating a board, which is kind of like something you could stick on the back of the stamp so that you can give it some sturdiness so it won't bend all over the place. And then, you know, start creating basic block prints, one color, multicolor. I'm sure it goes through just tons of ideas. Like look at this, like this looks like some of the ones that I've kind of created for myself, and then you can use all those pieces in your art. That right there, super cool. So great ideas for creating some of your own designs, for creating more intricate designs, for doing multicolor. If you wanted your art just to be the print, you could do that. Lots of great ideas and techniques in this book for somebody interested in carving some of your own designs. So this is a really good one. I like it a lot. And then you've got Block Printing Magic, the essential guide to designing, carving, and taking your artwork further with relief printing by Emily Louise Howard of The Diggingest Girl. I don't know what diggingest means. But it goes through the essential tools, techniques, the basics, targeted techniques, and then don't waste anything. And I like, again, looking at the different designs and patterns that she has come up with. Look at that. Pencils. Super fun. I love that. And just another book to be inspired and giving you ideas for patterns and designs that maybe you're just not thinking of. Mark making, just some fun ideas and things. You know, different artist spotlights in here. I like that because then you can go look at other artists' work also and just get some more ideas. So lots of good ideas in both of these books for block printing. So if you're interested in carving your own, these are the two that I'd recommend for printing, block printing. So abstract painting, I could have put this in with one of the other, what's on my bookshelf ones, but it got into this one somehow. I got a lot of books. This is by Deborah Stewart, and abstract painting, expressions in mixed media. And this one again goes through why paint abstract, loosening up your emotions, abstracting of elements, composition, color, working with different mediums, creating underpaintings, and creating completed works. So again, another book with going through the basics and then seeing how she gets to completed paintings in her own work. And I just like colors and mark making and abstract. So any type of abstract work in different materials, I'm usually drawn to. But it gives you different things to study, different color studies, and different materials to work in, and I love that. Just gives you another way to look at and think about things. Look at that one. That pop of that turquoise is what just grabbed me. And that would be like some acrylic paint maybe with some mark making and pastel on top is kind of how I would approach that. Every artist has their differences, but you know, once you start playing with all the different materials, you start, oh, look at that. You start coming up with the different things that you love to work with. So I love that. I love seeing what other people have figured out, and then how can I incorporate that into my own work. So again, I would do some abstract painting underneath, come back with the mark making, with the pastels. Last year I was all into the soft and the oil pastels, and now that I'm working more in art journals and trying to create a few of those, which is one of my art goals, is to have some beautiful art journals completed. I've gotten a little bit away from pastel work because you got to fix it, and I'd rather have different materials in the book that give me the same kind of look and feel but don't have to be fixed. And so I've been exploring different crayons and different of those type of ones that dry, tempera sticks and stuff like that. Look at that. Totally see flowers in a vase kind of coming out of that background. I love that. So a beautiful book for ideas on abstract painting. Oil painting. The oil painting course you've always wanted. Guided lessons for beginners and experienced artist Kathleen Locken-Stegler. So I have lots of oil paints, and they live in the closet because I like to do oil and coal wax painting. But it is fun. So sometimes, and I've gone through periods of my life where I've tried to do like an old master study and did it in like the oil paint. I can't say oil paint is my favorite because it takes so long to dry, and I'm not one to spend like months and months on like one piece of art. Maybe as I get older and I'm getting more patient, I might change my mind, but when I was younger, definitely did not have the patience. This one talks about getting your supplies together and some different lessons like capturing the illusion of 3 dimensions, making your brush behave, getting the colors you want, putting it all together, creating a still life, creating a landscape, and creating a portrait. So you can see how it kind of takes you through the basics and gets you comfortable with the different parts of oil painting and the mediums that you're going to be using. A little bit of information in the basics of drawing and art there with shadows and lines and perspective and cylinders. and then looking ahead at some other projects, making your brush behave, getting your supplies ready. So it gets you through the real basics of oil painting, which are different than acrylic painting and different than watercolor painting. So every medium has its own challenges and its own tools. Look how pretty that is. It just almost glows. It's so pretty. Every medium has its own set of tools and ways that you work with them. Oil paint, the tools, if you're allergic to fumes and stuff, some of the solvents that go in the oil painting are might bother you. So if fumes and things bother you, you could try the more green tools that go with those. They've got some solvents that don't have the smell, no smell, turpentine and stuff like that. But oil paint, this is a very inspiring book and takes you all the way through the different art terms and concepts, and then gets you to the point where you're getting a scene and doing some paintings. So it's a nice overall view of oil painting if that's something you've been interested in. That's a book that I happen to have on my bookshelf, the oil painting course you've always wanted. And then Acrylic Solutions, Exploring Mixed Media Layer by Layer by Chris Cozen and Julie Pritchard. Could be Cozen. I don't know. I'll link it below. But this one is abstract art, which I love. Gives you the basics again, laying a good foundation, structure, complexity, and then finessing the details. Love that. I just love that. See, this is a book where I can get excited and I can look at these, and for some reason abstract is just always very fun and exciting to me. Look how fun these are. More so than realistic painting, which is why I don't tend to go that direction. I just don't get excited by it like I do stuff like this. So it's all about creating and mixing and glazing in a good foundation. Look at that. Oh my goodness. See, you know when you look at a piece of art and you start getting excited about it, adding structure. So this is about adding layers and texture and structure and things that you can almost touch and feel. So I like that, adding different collage elements on there and plaster with a palette knife and textural mediums. Some stencil work that's three-dimensional with a texture. You know when you start looking at stuff and you just get excited by every photo in the book that you're like, ooh, this is a good book for me. So, I don't know about you, but oh, look at these. Oh my gosh, love that. Wow, I love that. Adding some structure. I do like the three-dimensional element of doing some stuff through a stencil. I don't like that you have to then wait for it to dry. Look how beautiful that is. So this one's just very visually appealing to me with the different paintings and things that it's talking about and showing us. Look at that. Blue and green. I love that. Look at that with the orange and the green. See, books that jump out at me with the, ooh, look at that. I love that. All neutrals, but some different pattern and texture. I would totally make that and scan it in and use it as an onlay in my photography. So yeah, things like this inspire me. If I can look and see and study and just see different things that they've done, I love that. Acrylic Solutions, Exploring Mixed Media Layer by Layer. So I hope you've enjoyed this look of some random books that I have gotten throughout the years off my bookcase. And I will see you guys next time.